Hello and welcome back to the channel. If I haven't said it already, Happy New Year guys. I'm filming this just before New Year's. In fact, I still have my Christmas nails on. I'll show you these to you and then we'll get started. See if it will focus on my nails or not. Yeah, I still have my Christmas set on. Been loving doing my nails at the moment. Excuse this, caught my finger on something earlier. Shifting. I have spent 3 solid days moving and shifting my craft room. I will do a space tour at some point for you guys so you can see it. Just trying to get caught up with things. But yeah, I've got my reindeers and my snowflakes and my blue set. These are going to have to come off soon. So I thought we would start off with the video that everyone's doing this time of year, and that is my 2024 colouring supplies and the year-to-date recap. I'm going to kind of mesh all this into one video. Obviously, there's a couple of tags going around about the recap. There's one by Colourful Country Life and there's one by A Pictured Purpose. Pictured Purpose, yes, that's right, A Pictured Purpose. She's a bit newer to me. I found her recently. I've been really enjoying her channel, so you do check those guys out as well. This is like just my recap. I'm not really answering questions the way they have done, but obviously it has given me a few ideas for what to include in it, so I thought I'd give out the credit to originators of actually doing this video, and I'm just going to kind of do all of my year-end stuff. I'm going to start with my favourite colouring supplies of 2024, then we'll do books. I'll do my favourite pages. I think I'm going to include my least favourite page. Why not, huh? Why not? And my favourite book purchase of this year as well. I think I've got in here somewhere. So with regards to colouring supplies that I absolutely love for 2024, they don't change much over the years, I've noticed, but every so often I do have a new item or so to chuck in there. So without further ado, these are not things I have purchased this year as such, but the things I constantly reach for, really enjoy, and are a tried and true staple that I will always pull in my collection. Starting with my trusty, my faithful, my only, my Teagle pencil sharpener. I think you either love or hate these. Because I do travel when I'm colouring, this has always been an absolute perfect for me. I like to set it on the, let's change that, on the lower setting, so I feel like I'm not burning down my expensive pencils. And this works a beaut. It won't work on your larger pencils like your Bruynzeel squares. For that I have an electric sharpener. It's a Ohuhu, I think. I just bought a cheap plug-in electric one. They're only cheap pencils and I use this for everything else. I have about 3 of these, one in my work bag, one in upstairs in my craft room, one downstairs in my living room where I colour. And yeah, they're everywhere. Love them. And I don't think I've ever actually had to replace one of these as such. I think I lost one and I've had them going on for a couple of years now. Of course, I'm not a big alcohol marker user. I only use mine to base pages in kind of the cheaper papers, like basically your Amazon print. But very much tried and tested for me. I've had these things for years. I've got the big, is it 360 colours they're up to at the moment? I'm not sure. Set of Ohuhu. Love these. Haven't actually had to change a marker out yet, which is pretty good. But like I say, I don't use them an absolute ton. And if I was going to do a background, I'd use an acrylic paint pen rather than those, so they do last me really well. Speaking of, moving straight into that segue, acrylic paint pens, my new must go to for kind of outlining is the tooli art. I've got quite a few sets of these now. I've had them as presents over the last couple of years from my husband. I think I've nearly got like 3/4 of the collection because it is ridiculous the amount of colours they have for these. They're not cheap, but you can get them open stock. You can replace the nibs, so they've been kind of what I feel to be kind of, along with my Ohuhu, just a really good big stable investment for me, and I absolutely adore these things. I have hundreds of them now. I haven't used many of them because, like I say, I only use them to outline, and I do try and, like, if I just want a blue, I'll try and use one I've already opened and activated. But yeah, beautiful paint. Posca is my other go-to. If I want a black, I prefer the black Posca. The black tooli art that I got from the kit, they're a shiny paint pen, and I hate that. Whereas the black Posca is going to give you that beautiful matte black galaxy background that you really want. And I do use their colours as well. I love these. I just, obviously, as I've been repurchasing colours, have so many of these, I haven't felt the need to replace my Posca, but black is just one of those colours that I will always own in a Posca. I think you need to really shake these every time you use them and make sure that you are every so often slightly reactivating your nib. Not too much, just a little bit. But the trick with these is to shake them every time you use them, or they're going to be really watery and unmixed, and you'll not get an opaque look to your work. But if you remember to do that, these, I've had them ages. I use them all the time. I've gone through about 5 of these in my colouring career, I think, and about maybe 1 of the big ones. I've got a really big one as well. He's massive, but I don't tend to really use that because it's harder with the fine detail. And then, of course, my final absolute must-have is a uniball signo white gel pen for those little highlights. And you know, like if you're covering the black lines, I'll use this a lot of the time. And a Sakura black glaze jelly pen. This is that kind of shiny 3D black that is absolutely beautiful for like any and all colouring projects. And I tend to use these embellishments way more than I do glitters or anything else. They're just a must-have for me, is my black and white, and I have plenty of spares set aside of those because those I do go through. And not, you don't go through them every 5 minutes. I mean, I've probably used about 3 of these in all the years that I've been colouring, which isn't that many. Oh, fair enough, 5 years maybe now. And I've probably gone, in fairness, I think I've gone through about 5 of these. The trick with this, you've got to clean your nib. And you should use tissue and do it properly and not be a barbarian about it. But if I'm being really honest, I do just clean the nib with my fingers. And I find if you keep cleaning your nib, these work really well. Like, I'm all the way to the end of this one and it's still going strong. It's not clogged, it's not sticking, it's fine. You've just got to get everything off the bullet ball of the pen. I have this little beastie bad boy. I love this little guy. There was a dog one, but it was sold out when I got them because I would have got the dog, to be honest. But this is a little pencil case that I bought quite a long time ago now on Amazon. And like I say, because I travel to colour, I just absolutely love this bad boy. Like, usually this is my setup for when I am sat at lunch at the table. It'll have my project in, my electric eraser. Must admit, I do love these, and I use these a lot. I wasn't going to add them, it's just reminded me. I have one that's usually out and about with me and one that is on my desk. This is the trusty tried Derwent. This takes a battery, and to be honest, I don't think I've ever had to replace the battery yet. And this is a rechargeable electric. Oh, and that is actually the first time this has died. Oh, it's not dead, it was stuck. I think I've recharged this all of like maybe once. I don't even know where I've put my recharger now. I'm gonna have to find that. So that is those. That is this little beauty. Love this thing. And finally, I do have a couple of pencil sets that have kind of really been on my list this year. I've got one new find of the year, which is the Bruynzeel Expression. This was sent to me by a lovely lady, and these pencils are... they're like a student series, so they're not an artist grade, but they're actually really, really nice pencils. They're a 72 set, I believe, and I just really do like these things. I like the colour range that they come in. I like the look of the pencils and the feel of the pencils, and I like the way they colour and work. They go really nice over an alcohol marker in my Amazon print, so loving those. And then finally, and yeah, in fairness, I did not think this was going to be on one of my favourite videos, but I've really come to sit firmly on the Prismacolour bandwagon this year. I've been using these a lot. I've used them on my Amazon print, they've worked beautifully. I've used them on my Johanna Basford books, they've worked beautifully. I've used them on my Christine Karron page, worked beautifully. And I know that these are very popular in the colouring community. It's just here in the UK, Prisma aren't as cheap to get as they are kind of in America. They're quite expensive here. It's actually cheaper to get polychromos here than it is Prismacolour, and they're quite hard to get hold of. But yeah, you can kind of see I've been using my Prismas lately. I'm a softer colourer, so I don't tend to burn through my pencils too quickly, so I do feel like, you know, I feel okay in using Prisma, because I'll be honest, if I was burning through these every 5 minutes, I would, I'm not sure I'd be wanting to repurchase them constantly. So that is my favourite. This arm, I swear, is driving me insane. Just going to tighten it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can get it to stay still, because it's doing my head in. Let's try that. Effort. Right, we will see. We'll see if that stays still. So, where was I? Right, yeah. So, favourite books of 2024. I'll do my recap stuff at the end, okay? So, my favourite books that I've been working in from my collection, I'll do first, have been Fairy and Fantasy 3. Love this book. A newer purchase from last year for me, Small Victories. A new purchase, just checking the year on these, I think that needs to be there. And a new author find for me recently is R.J. Hampson's Moonlight, Mischief. And then, of course, I've really enjoyed working in my winter colouring book this year from Matchstick's Mouse by Morgan O'Brien. Beautiful, love these. So, I will have a little flip through in a bit when I show you my pages, but because I am going to show you pages from these, I'm not going to do that right now. My favourite purchases this year are most certainly, this one is not a new book, but I just got my hands on the very popular Border Poi. And it's got really nice premium paper in it. It's a travel size. You guys know how I feel about that. Love me a travel size anything. Why won't you stay still? It's just so annoying, isn't it? Just constantly traveling. Will you do it? Are your family staying still? It might be. We'll see. Oh my. I'm going to have to add a new camera arm into the list of things I need, I think. Absolutely love this. I just got this for Christmas, so it's a brand new purchase, and I'm actually quite excited to work in this one. And then the other two new books that I have picked up this year are Magical Worlds, and I really like this thing. I like it more than I thought I was going to. I've already done a bit of a background trying out those Light Wish pastels in here. I've just recently done a video on the new Light Wish pastels showing you what they're like, so check that out on my channel. Again, quite excited to work in here. This is the background. Just need to get the rest of that page done now. Just absolutely love this. And then, of course, and I mean of course, I did manage to get my hands on Godjul by Hanna Karlzon. I do believe this is Merry Christmas, maybe in English, I'm not sure. Love these. These are a must buy for me, and I'm not a big Christmas colouring fan, but you know, always going to pick up one of hers. And indeed, I do actually really like these pages. Not a big fan of this kind of thing, but I'm sure we can just do something simple with them. Love this one. You can tell I've not got a lot of Christmas colouring done. 2024 was not the year for me. So, my favourite pages of 2024. I have just a couple because I haven't even done that many. But I have this page from RJ Hampson's, is it Moonlight Mischief that I did? And I really love how these guys came out. It was a lot of fun to work on. These is the Amazon print paper, I'm afraid, but I just do prefer these books in the shiny hardback. And these books are so much fun. I have maybe used my voucher to buy his Lost and Found. Maybe that happened, and I'm waiting for that to arrive. That's a January purchase. Love it, love it, love it. I did also is this one in Fairy and Fantasy 3. My second favourite page is in here. This is an old book, it's been around a while now, but this is definitely one of the books I just love her work, and it's just nice that I've got pages done in a book. Makes a change for me. Considering doing a completed pages video, a colouring space tour video, things like that. And it's this one that I did last year. This is the first time I've tried this eyeshadow technique. I watch Amberly Silentia all the time. I love her channel, and she does like these beautiful eyeshadow techniques. So wanted to have a go. Figured it should match her dress. Any self-respecting fairy would. And I just love how her curly hair came out. She looks so much fun. But yeah, I love these books. Love, love, love. And weirdly enough, I've got some pages done in here that I just are definitely my favourites for the year. I think I did all 4 pages in this year. I just love these books. They're so fun to work in, so easy and relaxing. They're cheap books, so you don't have to worry about ruining anything. You can just sit and create and work and have fun. Love this one. Double love this one. Love how I actually managed the lighting effect properly. Did this one as well. And this one. Really like the pages I've done in this book so far, and definitely will be working in this one a little bit more this year. Okay guys, so my least favourite page of the year, and the award goes to the page I've just finished in Enchanted Faces. So sneak peek, it's this one. And it's not an awful page, don't get me wrong, it turned out fine, and it's on Amazon print, so I did okay, did my best. And from a distance, you know, she looks kind of cool. I mean, her hair turned out gorgeous, but I was testing underlining with acrylic paint pen, and I don't know if it's because it's on this paper or the pencils I've used, but officially it's definitely not something I prefer. Certain things worked out fine, so the hair where you can see the brown pen doesn't matter as much, but if you bring this thing up, essentially you're just swapping black lines for annoying gritty coloured lines that help to like not really make sense. And I mean, I've worked and worked and worked at this page to try and make this thing look, you know, halfway decent. It took 3 times the amount that a normal page like this would take for me. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, I just love the way her hair came out. It is beautiful. A lot more realistic for a Hannah Lynn page of hair, but hate the rest. Yeah, I'll definitely just be sticking to outlining, I think. And like I say, it's not awful, it's not terrible, nothing ever is if you created it. But if you're doing this technique and wondering why yours looks like, you know, not as pretty as other people's, it's because like this, everybody's looks like yours does. You can see that pen sitting under the pencil where it doesn't quite stick over the top of that acrylic paint. So don't worry about it. It's supposed to be looked at from here. It's just hard to not physically see those lines if you're the kind of colorist that I am and it really bothers you. It's probably just that is the problem. But I finished it, it's completed, it's out of my life, and I can now continue on having learned valuable lessons from this page. So every year I do, since I started colouring I think in 2020, I've been doing the 10 books to finish challenge. I finished all of 1 book in my entire colouring career and that was a Jade Summer, so you know, but I still do it every year because it gives me a bit of I'm a goal oriented kind of person, so it works well for me. And my 10 books to finish this year in my colouring recap were Coloriage Wild, Enchanted Faces, Reptiloids, Carla Magana's Spooklets, A Matchstick Mouse Summer, Tales from the Forest Kingdom by Hannah Karlzon, Fairy and Fantasy 3, Small Victories, Mythographic Aviary, Sarah Richter Dunkelbunt, and Mein durch Europa by Rita Berman. And all told, 2024 was not a good colouring year for me. I haven't coloured a whole lot at all, like at all. So excuse out of the way. But I did get some pages done. I'm halfway through a whip in my Coloriage Wild. I've done 2 pages this year in my Enchanted Faces and then just finished that 3rd one. I've done a page in Reptiloids. I did 3 pages in my Carla Magana Spooklets, a page in my Matchstick Mouse Summer, and a page in my Forest Kingdom, a page in Fairy and Fantasy 3, and 4 pages in my newer Small Victories book. I did not get to any of these bottom 3 at all. But I will still be doing my 10 books to finish for 2024. That video will pop up at some point. And I'm going to combine it this year with the 25 to work in 2025 that a lot of people are doing, because I think that might be quite fun. So keep an eye out for that if that's the kind of thing you're interested in. So with regards to my recap, making stuff up. Recap, that's because I was trying to look for something while trying to think of things happening in my brain. So my colouring goals for 2024, if I can find these things, were to colour more than the last year. I did not manage that. January, February did really well, and then after that I completely pitted right out. I wanted to finish some of my old whips that I had on the go, and I started last year with 33 whips and I ended the year with 22 of those whips still hanging around. So I feel like I did at least complete that goal. I'm going to get rid of this tick because I've ticked the wrong thing and we shouldn't lie to ourselves. I wanted to finish a book and I didn't. I wanted to colour in one of my Googelly books and I didn't. I wanted to colour in a Thomas Kincaid book and I did not. I wanted to use masking medium and oil pastels or inks on a page, and I've masked a page ready and then I didn't get further than that. I wanted to colour more Hannah Karlzon and Johanna Basford and I did do that. I wanted to join more Instagram hashtags and I did not. I've hardly been on Instagram this year. It's been such a busy year for me. I wanted to be more organised and get plenty of footage up, and I think I jinxed myself because it's definitely been my worst year for being, for continuity and being organised on my channel that I've ever had, and I really plan to correct that this year. Lots of plans. I wanted to make good progress in my 10 books to finish, and I got a few pages done. It could be worse. I wanted to use a planner and stay organised, and I did do that. And I wanted to enact a bit of a law buy, and it might not seem it, but I've really done that. I've hardly really bought a lot of colouring supplies this year, and I wanted to use as many of my mediums as I can, and I did do that. I used a lot of new mediums and the mediums I have, and really started to branch out in some of my colouring pages. So, I at least managed that. So I have created myself a new 2025 colouring planner, just in this beautiful journal that I found, because I couldn't find a Ruby Charms planner for this year, and so I've just created one for myself out of a little journal. And I've started with where we're beginning for the year, with kind of where we're at, and I am starting 2025 with 245 books. 169 of those are untouched. I have 31 whips, 1 completed book, and I have completed in my colouring history 271 pages. I'm a diamond painter, so I did include that my stash is at 25 and my diamond painting completions are at 24, and I do put completed games in my books as well. So I've created a new whip list, and I'm already trying to deal with this and get these down. I've already picked out my 10 books to finish somewhere. My 10 books to finish in 2025 and my 25 to work on in 25, and I will do a video on that. And then I have my colouring goals for next year all set and ready to go, and I want to colour more pages. I really want to have a better colouring year this year. I'm already on my second page, so I'm hoping, like, you know, we'll be making a start. I want to reduce my whips down. I want to find more time to create and film, and I need to work that back into my schedule. I want to diversify my channel, and by that I mean I'm going to bring some of my other hobbies in as kind of separate additional videos. So I'm hoping to do a video every 5 days is the plan for colouring. And the idea is occasionally I'll just throw one of my other hobby videos in there to keep myself occupied, to give you guys content, because obviously if I'm not colouring at the moment, there's no footage or filming or anything happening. So it will help me to stay moving and motivated with my channel. I would really like to hit 10,000 subscribers in 2025. My colouring channel, sorry guys, started about September 2020, so obviously I'm into the 5-year mark, and I would really like to be at the 10,000 subscriber mark. So it's not the end of the world. My channel isn't here as a business or to make money. It's here for, you know, just as a hobby. So obviously it's just a goal that would be really nice to have on there and to actually hit for me. I want to keep up to date with my Instagram. I need to take all the pictures that I haven't added on and do a massive dump on there and chuck them all into place, because I've just been forgetting. I haven't uploaded to the thing forever and I need to do it. I definitely need to use some oil pastels and try them on my backgrounds, because I've wanted to for a while. I want to add more acrylic marker highlights. This is a thing that I've really been playing and learning with at the moment, trying to perfect. So I want to work on that this year. I want to work in more of my books, which is why I've done my uncoloured books list. I want to complete my Enchanted Faces book this year, because, you know, I'm nearly there, and my reptiloids. So although I have my 10 books to finish, those are the 2 that I really feel like, you know, maybe I could actually complete this year. It would be rather nice. And then obviously for my little book, all I've got is I'm going to do it by month. I'm going to put a January page planner in here, and then I'm going to have my completed pages, my hold items, you know, my completed diamond paintings, bits and pieces, and then in the back I'll probably put video ideas and things like that. So that will do as my colouring planner for this year. I'm not one to want coloured pages in my colouring planners, because I like to colour pages in my books. I'm not a PDF kind of person. I don't like separate sheets. I like to work on my books and add coloured pages to them. So for me, even though it isn't, and to everyone their own, colouring a page in kind of a calendar or a year planner or a diary feels like a waste to me, because it's not going into my collection. So for me, I'm quite happy to just have a journal like this. I never kind of colour the pages in my colouring planners anyway, so my creative companion, I use it as the notebook it is. I don't kind of, you know, I've never coloured any. I'm sure it had pages to colour somewhere. Yeah, there we go, found one. You know, I'm not one to colour in these kind of things, so it doesn't bother me to just use a normal journal. As far as the year goes for me, like I say, for me 2024, I coloured some. I didn't colour a whole lot. I tried a couple of new hobbies, which has been really fun and interesting to learn. If you guys have been around, watched me for a little while, I'm a bit of a serial hobbyist. I like learning new things. Hence why my craft room took me 3 days to sort and clean and declutter and shift around, to be honest. But of course, you know, colouring is definitely a main love of mine, and I always do come back to it. So hopefully this will be the year for me. I've been diamond painting quite a bit, and I've got some really fun finishes done. I'm going to do a stash video of my diamond painting, and I am going to pop it on this channel, and then the people that want to watch can watch, and the people that aren't interested can wait for the next video. I've come to realise it's not the end of the world if some people watch certain things and some others are going to watch others. This, you know, it is the way it's going to work better for me, so it's definitely going to be better for my channel and for myself and my sanity and my time going forward. And yeah, I've had a pretty good year for the most part. It didn't end very well for us, and I will do a colouring chat video explaining what happened in December for us. It's all fine now, so everything's fine. I didn't want to talk about it while it was all going on, because you know it's just upsetting, and I'm not here to depress people. We're supposed to be here to cheer you up. So now that things are looking to be better and on the mend, I promise I will not leave you in suspense for ages, and I will chat about everything that happened in my channel. It was just an issue that happened with one of my little puppies. You guys know that my dogs are my darlings and my babies, and one had a pretty big incident happen to him in December, and he had to have major surgery, and he seems to be doing really well. He's we're 4.5 weeks post surgery now, and he, you know, he's doing pretty well for where he is. Things are looking good, they're looking bright, but obviously it's been a very stressful you know, month or so for us here, and obviously we've had a lot going on. There's not been much content, there's not been much colouring, but you know, hopefully there will be. As always, I miss you guys. I always love coming back here, and I always love sitting and chatting and colouring and doing things with you guys, showing you things. I don't know, whatever I do, I'm hopefully do something useful in your lives for you to be stuck watching me, I guess. But apart from that, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful new year. And I hope 2025 is starting out really beautiful for you all, and that we all have a fabulous colouring year ahead of us. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.